Amidst the arrest of LA's Godfather and Rollin 60's gangmaster Eugene Henley Jr, aka Big U, several more allegations have been coming up, one of which is that he was also connected to the death of famous Brooklyn star Pop Smoke, who was unalived in an LA crib back in 2020. This is something that even The Game alleged back in the day, and now he is finally bringing it all to the table. So let's break it down. It has been the year of revelation because there have been a lot of hood rappers in recent times coming out to speak their truth on who's who and what's what. Some people out here calling it snitching, but we are just glad to finally be able to gather the truth and connect the dots.
It's a few niggas you gotta call when you get to LA.
Okay.
A few niggas. These niggas know who they are.
Okay.
I happen to be one. I'm here, so I'm like,
right.
You know, because it could get dark. And I mean, let's call a spade a spade. LA claims lives.
Okay.
And it's not, I'm not saying I'm not being the motherfucking Suge Knight of this shit. I'm just telling you like I know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like one, you know, two of my favorite rappers died in LA. I talked to Pop Smoke 3 days before he died and asked him if he needed anything. He was like, I'm good, big bro. And I was like, and then Lolo woke me up. You and me, Lolo. She woke me up on a tour bus. Me and Wack, we in the middle of Europe. She like, Pop Smoke died, bro. I shed a tear. Because what I try to do with being an LA nigga, I try to stop that from happening.
You ever feel like, do you feel like sometimes if you don't get involved so much, it's your fault?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have already been following this case, then you know this whole thing seems to continue to boil down to LA's checking in culture. Checking in is basically an extortion concept where if you're an artist who's not from the hood, but performing in the hood, or matter of fact, just visiting the hood for a little bit, you have got to pay your dues to the gang leader running the hood. This payment guarantees your life and the safety of your property throughout your stay in the hood, however long term or short term.
Pop Smoke didn't check in, so he got checked out. It's just that simple. They knew he was there.
Rest in peace, Pop.
You gotta check in. On the West Coast, they more disciplined than we are. When you step, they know the hotels, the villas, everywhere you go. Mm-hmm. You know what? At the end of the day, I guess whatever Pop Smoke was claiming, he wasn't checking in. And I respect him for not checking in. I just hate the way he had to go out, man.
Yeah.
Checking in has made its way to the official complaint against Big U. After his arrest, prosecutors directly named and explained the concept in the court case. The complaint states, the check-in is a term used when someone travels outside of their home city to another city. During that travel, the individual must check in or meet with the local street representative of said city to pay a tax or fee for permission, both to move about freely and to have an event or conduct business in that other city without the risk of or danger from criminal elements. Big U has never been shy to mention that he's the man Big names gotta check in with when they touch down in LA. He even had a podcast called Checking In with Big U and always claimed that checking in is simply about paying respects.
Me, myself, I check in.
Yeah.
And in certain places, I'm gonna tell a dude that they check in with me. Now, I don't think you should go there now.
Yeah.
I mean, he might want to go to the other one.
Yeah.
And I don't think nobody is safe. I know dudes right now from LA who are actual gang members who have been robbed for their jewelry, who real killers. Like who really real killers. If he ever find out who did that, he gonna knock everybody down. You understand what I'm saying? You just call slipping. And that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And you try your best not to be slipping. And if you have the means not to, do it. You know what I mean? And it's just about, sometimes it's about respecting, yourself and then trying to get home. We in LA.
Yeah.
When I go to Chicago, I respect Chicago. Wholeheartedly. I check in. When I go to Atlanta, I check in. When I go places, I check in.
Based on Big U's indictment, it turns out the feds are a big fan of Hip Hop Uncovered, as they referenced it several times during this RICO case. Prosecutors even quoted the lyrics of the Checking In with Big U podcast theme song, which goes like so: when you hop off the plane, check in Penthouse Suite, check in. When your feet hit the street, check in. You better check it in. When you in the Bay, check in. When you hit LA, check in. So checking in is not just about payment for safety. Checking in with the Big U enterprise also meant requesting permission from him to conduct certain activities, including planned acts sanctioned by the Big U enterprise. Lots of rappers and other young men and women closely affiliated with hip hop and gangster culture have, in one way or the other, been vocal about the check-in move, sharing their opinions on whether or not it makes any sense at all. On the one side, we got much older artists like Jay Prince and Ice-T saying there's nothing wrong with checking in.
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected, or whatnot.
Yeah, they get tripped up on the semantics.
Yeah, they get stuck. I mean, right there, you stuck. So then you stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You're stuck on stupid, and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. We all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing, Rip.
Real talk.
Real talk. Who want to have access to power and not use it?
In 2018, Ice-T mentioned it in an interview with Revolt, where he said, I check in. There's nothing wrong with checking. Just check in. If you come to LA, check in with me. I'ma say, don't go to that neighborhood. Don't go over there. I might save you a bad decision. Gangsters who grew up with street credibility also agree with this. Take Blueface, for instance, who didn't quite agree with the extortion part, but said there was nothing wrong with checking in. Matter of fact, he mentioned this weeks after Pop Smoke was although he later clarified what he meant after he received backlash.
You had said something after Pop Smoke passed away out here. Obviously, rest in peace to Pop Smoke.
Yeah, Pop Smoke,
about LA. A lot of people, when they come to LA, they think it's one thing, but it's not.
Definitely not. Yeah. It's,
what is your, I guess, your advice to people who do come to LA? Because every rapper has a place in North Hollywood or in the Valley. Everyone's here. So what is the advice you would give to artists that are coming to LA? Not even on some gangster checking.
You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. I think that's what the way they took what I was saying.
I knew what you meant.
Go find your local hood that's affiliated with what you. Honestly, that's the last thing I'm promoting. If anything, go find you a regular square dude that's got maybe a license or permit, or even a security guard, or even a friend of a friend who can, pull up and provide you with, the utensils that you need to, defend yourself, or,
On the other hand, artists like Da Baby, whose response to the whole checking in thing is a big fat no. About 6 years back, he was confronted by gang members while filming the music video for his song 21 in East Atlanta. Said gang members came to disrupt the scene, querying Baby on who he checked in with before using the set.
No, it's bumper face. I was like,
what's happening? Oh, yeah. Oh. Ain't nobody signed up for permission slip for me. Huh? Oh, yeah. I ain't know that. Oh, okay. Okay. No cool. You said what? Nah. I don't know nothing I ain't get told about. Nah. Ain't none of that going on. Look, like I say, I little youngers out there. That's cool. Well, they're cool. Hey, well, they're cool. They ain't got to but I ain't signing no permission slip nowhere. That ain't what I do. Hey, look. If you want to come politic, you could have came in politics. Hey, that sounds good, big homie. They said he could have just came in politics. That's what real niggas do. I ain't no peewee. But check out what I'm saying. I ain't no peewee though. So it don't go like that. It gotta be respect. It gotta be respect. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. It gotta be respect. Look, nah. Y'all just come, y'all get respect. Y'all would've got the utmost respect. You see what I say? What's good with y'all? Y'all alright? Nah, okay, yeah, check it out. Y'all come with respect. Y'all would've got respect. But it ain't no, come on, no, don't do it like that. Just don't do it like that. You feel me? Don't do it like that. You come with respect and be respect. Yeah, straight up. What you mean? Look, bro, know exactly who I am. He just told. Whoever told I was over to shoot the video, ask them who I am.
Schoolboy Q was also out here mad about the whole checking in thing, talking about how it posed more deadly consequences than gangs. In an interview on the Drink Champs music podcast, he made jokes about it saying, everybody be checking in. That's y'all favorite thing to do. Check in with somebody that's gonna rob you. You think the guy you don't know in California got your back? The guy that got beef with other hoods? You're checking in with that dude? Go to the hotel, get you something to eat, go back to the hotel, go have some fun. So now you know how deep this whole checking in thing goes. It has been a long way coming, hence why all these theories are starting to pop up, like Big U being involved in Pop Smoke's death in LA, all because he did not check in. I mean, if Big U could have a big name Atlanta rapper like Rich Homie Quan get moved from the airport to an unknown location when he touched down in LA without Quan knowing absolutely nothing about it, then best believe that whenever any artist or big names in the industry touch down in LA, he knows about it. He knows their business, where they are staying, where they partying, who they're meeting up with, all of that.
And I'll never forget the Rich Homie Quan story. Rich Homie Quan, he said he came to LA. The limo picked him up, supposed to be taking him to his hotel, dropped him off at Crenshaw High School at football practice. And Big U was out there. And he was like, man, Big U knew his flight information and everything. So he was just like, dang. But all Big U wanted him to do was talk to the kids.
When Pop Smoke was taken down in 2020, the internet exploded with theories that he did not check in when he landed in LA. Pop was just 20, so he might not have understood LA street politics. He posted photos revealing his address. He was out partying with the wrong crew and wasn't cautious enough. Could it have been safer if he had checked in? Well, that's what Whack 100 says.
Here goes the thing. If Pop, and this was crazy, because he claimed 6-0, don't he? Mm-hmm. If he would have checked in with his people, I'm going to be out there, right? Them people that came to get him was from the opposition. It was business for them. It wasn't even personal. That was just business for them,
No,
right?
but they
it
called
wouldn't
me.
It wouldn't have happened like that. It wouldn't have, because he's in there wide open. Bro, the 911 call come from New York. The house called New York to send the people.
The same goes for PNB Rock, who was gunned down while eating lunch out at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in LA with his fiance. Both of them weren't too careful and posted their location, which led to a robbery turned
sad tragedy.
Some guy just walked in, targeted him.
Basically trying to rob him, stole his jewelry.
Jewelry he was likely wearing in a video he posted earlier in the day. PNB was dining with his girlfriend, who had posted a pic of their meal with the location. So
there's been a big conversation online about basically people saying because she posted that location, that's how people knew that he was there.
And if you ask the game, that's exactly what happened to Pop Smoke.
It's a few niggas you gotta call when you get to LA.
Okay.
A few niggas. These niggas know who they are.
Okay.
I happen to be one. I'm here, so I'm like, right. You know, because it could get dark. And I mean, let's call a spade a spade. LA claims lives. Okay. And I'm not saying I'm not being the motherfucking Suge Knight of this shit. I'm just telling you like I know. Mm-hmm. Right. Like two of my favorite rappers died in LA. I talked to Pop Smoke 3 days before he died and asked him if he needed anything. He was like, I'm good, big bro. And I was like, and then Lolo woke me up. You and me, Lolo. She woke me up on a tour bus. Me and Wack, we in the middle of Europe. She like, Pop Smoke died, bro. I shed a tear. Because what I try to do with being an LA nigga, I try to stop that from happening.
You ever feel like sometimes if you don't get involved so much, it's your fault?
Mm-hmm. And trust the internet had a lot of opinions. How come y'all don't make Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber check in? Extortion, extortion, extortion. If you're a hip hop artist or entertainer, then you need to hire yourself some sure enough security, period. They pretty much saying, if you come into LA and spending money, spend it with us for protection. And if no one is notified, someone will try to rob or extort you. Now, there are others who agree that checking in is the appropriate thing to do, like this user who says, as a New Yorker, we have a hard time with this concept because New Yorkers have no sense of camaraderie. We don't even look out for each other like that. The West move militant and in unison. It's structured. If you're a self-proclaimed street ninja and famous, it only makes sense to tap in. That's not your area. This is survival instincts 101. If you don't want to tap in, don't associate yourself with the streets then. Now, this brings this matter to a close. However, we want to know your thoughts. What side are you on with the whole checking in thing? And do you think Pop Smoke would still be alive if he had checked in? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.